What if the very habit you've been told will keep you healthy after 50 is secretly holding your strength hostage? We have been handed a script for aging that prioritizes caution, telling us a daily walk is the pinnacle of safe exercise. But what if this well-intentioned script is incomplete? What if following it is undermining your long-term vitality? The real danger isn't the activity you're doing. It's the profound strength you are not building by sticking exclusively to that activity. Your body is waiting for a specific call to action it hasn't heard in years, and answering that call can transform how you experience every day. The data tells a story we need to hear, one that reframes our understanding of safe. Research indicates that 65% of hip stability issues in adults over 50 correlate not with arthritis, but with profound weakness in the glutes and hamstrings. Think of your body as a suspension bridge. The glutes are the central supporting cables. If those cables slacken, the entire structure becomes unstable, no matter how carefully you move. This is about structural integrity. The CDC notes that falls are the leading cause of fatal injury for older adults, and a primary predictor is inadequate hip and glute strength. You can watch your step and still be preparing for failure. A trip doesn't become a fall because of the rug. It becomes a fall because your muscles are too weak to respond in time. This isn't about dismissing walking, but what if these practices are just maintaining a status quo of decline? Like only ever topping up the engine oil but never checking the brakes. The car keeps running, but its ability to handle a sudden stop or a sharp curve degrades. What if your strongest pillars of support, your glutes, are being asked to quietly retire simply because we've stopped asking them to do their most important job? Here's a fact that changes the entire narrative of aging and metabolism. A longitudinal study from the Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that adults with robust glute muscles and exhibited metabolic markers comparable to individuals years younger. This influencing everything from energy levels to insulin sensitivity. Your glutes are the largest muscle group in your body. When active, they burn calories even at rest. Letting them atrophy isn't just a musculoskeletal issue, it's a metabolic one. Yet, targeted strength work is often dismissed as vanity or risk. We see intense lifting and assume it's not for us. But strength has no deadline. This is about rising from a sofa without a push or a groan. It's about stride, not shuffle. It's about carrying groceries, lifting a grandchild, or working in the garden without paying for it with a taste of pain. This video exists for you, not to frighten, but to illuminate with science, with respect for your body's history, and with practical and accessible steps. In the next few minutes, I'll share 5 foundational exercises for the 50-plus body. They require no special equipment, just a little space and a commitment to showing up for yourself. For years, the unchallenged mantra has been, just walk. It's accessible, it's gentle, and it's not wrong. It's just spectacularly insufficient. A detailed kinesiology report from Penn State reveals that typical walking recruits less than 35% of your gluteus maximus potential. Let that resonate. Now, combine this with the natural insidious loss of muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia that can steal 1–2% of your muscle per year after 50. The hidden danger is a silent chain reaction. Inactive glutes lead to unstable hips. When they are unstable, they cannot properly absorb force or create stable movement. This instability then transfers excessive load to the knees and the spine, structures not designed to be the primary shock absorbers. That misdirected load becomes inflammation, pain, imbalance, and eventually, fear of movement itself. You start to move less, or more cautiously, which further weakens the supportive muscles, accelerating the cycle. But here's the pivotal, empowering shift. What if walking was your starting point, your daily movement baseline, and not your entire finish line? What if integrating just a few precise, joint-conscious movements could reclaim the stability and power that walking alone cannot build? You would build the chassis that makes the ride smooth and secure. What follows are 5 essential exercises. We will begin at number 5. Number 5, the supported step-up. This isn't just stepping. It's a masterclass in single-leg stability and real-world function. Consider your daily life. Climbing stairs, stepping onto a curb. The supported step-up directly engages the entire gluteal complex and the deep core stabilizers. More importantly, it rebuilds the neural pathways, the wiring that coordinates this movement. It's practice for life. A controlled trial published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that consistent, controlled step-up practice improved single-leg stance time by over 30% in older participants in just 8 weeks. That's a measurable gain in balance from one simple movement. The safe, effective method is crucial. Use a low, stable step or a single stair. Start low. Place your entire foot firmly on the step. It's okay and encouraged to lightly use a rail. Press through the heel of the foot on the step. Engage and squeeze the glute at the very top. Then lower with control, resisting gravity on the way down. The lowering phase is just as important. Aim for 2 sets of 10 per side, twice weekly. This minimal dose can reawaken dormant capacity. Number 4, the standing hip extension. It appears deceptively simple, a gentle leg movement behind you. But its value is immense because it targets a very specific, often broken, movement pattern. This motion specifically retrains your hip hinge, teaching your gluteus maximus to do its primary job without recruiting your lower back. When this muscle sleeps, your back and hamstrings become overworked substitutes. They try to pick up the slack, creating inefficient compensation patterns, lumbar spine pressure, pain, and poor posture. You might feel your hamstring cramp or your backache when you try to bend over, not realizing the true culprit is a sleeping giant in your posterior. Research in clinical biomechanics notes that focused hip extension work significantly improved gait patterns and reduced compensatory movements in older adults. For safe execution, stand tall behind a sturdy chair. Hold that squeeze for 2 full seconds, then return slowly. Aim for 12 quality reps per side. You're not just moving a limb, you're restoring a fundamental movement pattern that affects how you walk, stand, and bend. Number 3, the floor bridge. Lying down removes gravity's compression. A correct bridge builds essential posterior chain strength while actively protecting the spine. Remember, strength isn't about lifting weights. It's about lifting your own life. This movement is a direct investment in that principle. An 8-week study found that participants who incorporated glute bridges into their routine reduced chronic low back discomfort reports by nearly 40%. That's a life-changing result from an exercise done on the floor. The key, as always, is precision. Lie on your back, bend your knees, and place your feet flat, hip-width apart. As you exhale, imagine drawing power up from your glutes. Focus on the glutes doing the work, not on arching your spine. Lift only until your body forms a straight line. At the top, pause for a 3-second squeeze, then lower vertebra by vertebra with control. 15 controlled repetitions will forge a powerful mind-muscle connection. Number 2, seated abduction. How can sitting and pushing your knees apart possibly be transformative? This movement zeroes in on the gluteus medius, your hip's crucial stabilizer. It works constantly when you walk or stand on one leg to keep your pelvis level. Strengthen it, and you strengthen your foundation. When it fades from disuse, your hips dip with each step. This is called a Trendelenburg gait. The knees cave inward to compensate, and your balance falters. Data from the Journal of Aging Research identifies hip abduction strength, the ability to push the leg outward, as a top predictor of fall recovery capability. It's the muscle that lets you catch yourself. The practice is simple, but must be mindful. Sit upright on a firm chair, feet flat. Place a light resistance band, or imagine one, around your legs just above your knees. Gently press your knees outward against the band's resistance. Keep your torso still. Don't sway. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds. This isn't about big swinging motion. It's about deep focused activation. And now, we arrive at the most underutilized, yet perhaps most powerful movement for building resilient, functional strength after 50. Number 1. The assisted split stance. Your initial thought might be, that looks advanced. But when scaled appropriately and with support, it's a cornerstone for real-world stability that every adult can benefit from. This posture masterfully trains balance, unilateral leg strength, and hip mobility all at once. It directly mirrors life's most common demands, stepping forward, reaching down, or recovering your footing. According to leading physical therapist Dr. Maria Chen, this movement is unparalleled for correcting muscular asymmetry and building confident, powerful mobility in older adults. Avoiding it because it looks difficult means never training your nervous system to handle the very situations that lead to falls. The safe, accessible approach is everything. Stand facing a sturdy surface. Place one foot a comfortable step behind you. Your weight is primarily on your front foot. Now slowly bend your front knee. Keep your front knee aligned over your ankle. Focus on pressing through the heel of the front foot to rise back up. This engages the glute powerfully. Start with just 6 to 8 reps per side. Remember, depth is irrelevant. Control and stability are everything. You are training for stability in your own living room. These are strategic tools to rebuild your foundation. After 50, your body honors consistency over sporadic intensity. It rewards mindful motion over brute force. It adapts to what you ask of it, so we must ask for the right things: stability, control, and targeted strength. Your next chapter of health doesn't begin with a worrying diagnosis or a decline you simply accept. It begins with a decision to engage with your body differently. You've spent a lifetime supporting others, your family, your career, your community. Now it is time to make a non-negotiable investment in the physical integrity that grants you continued freedom. The science is unequivocally clear. Muscle tissue is remarkably plastic. It can be rebuilt, movement patterns can be restored, and physical confidence can be reclaimed at any age. The 5 exercises you've learned today are a complete minimalist toolkit. They work synergistically. If Ridge rebuilds the primal hip extension pattern. The seated abduction fortifies your stabilizers. The step up and split stance teach your body to apply that strength in a standing, weight-bearing position. The hip extension fine-tunes the mind-muscle connection. Together, they form a circuit of rejuvenation for your most powerful muscles. I want you to imagine a different 6 months from now. Imagine getting out of a car feeling solid, not stiff. Imagine turning quickly without a thought for your back. Imagine seeing stairs as an opportunity, not an obstacle. This is not a fantasy. This is the predictable physiological outcome of providing your body with the right stimulus. It starts not with hours at a gym, but with minutes in your living room, consistent practice, and a shift in belief. If this path resonates with you, if you see the logic in moving from mere maintenance to active rebuilding, please show your support by liking this video. It helps Wines of Thought reach others who are seeking the same knowledge and are ready for a change. I also encourage you to share your starting point in the comments below. Which exercise feels most essential for you to begin with? Your story and your questions create a community of support. Your experience could be the exact nudge someone else needs to begin their own journey. And if you want more of these science-backed, respectful guides for thriving in your later decades, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our deep dives into joint health, nutrition for muscle preservation, and building unshakable balance. Remember, the journey towards sustained strength and independence isn't a sprint with a finish line. It's a new way of